going alright. Yeah, you got... Okay, Max. It's exactly... Okay, so this is exactly what I was saying before. You are not handicapped because you're introverted. It is... It is the energy in which things make you flow. The first statement that you put makes me so mad. The fact is that people I know are better than me because they aren't introverted. This is a big fat lie. You can do anything despite the amount of energy you have. Maybe not to the same extent, but it shouldn't be stopping you from doing something. If you're good at football, despite being an introverted or an extroverted person, it literally doesn't matter. It's a personality trait. It's not a handicap. It's not a disability of any sorts. It's just a personality trait. It's who you are as a person, as your energy level, how you gain energy. Do you gain energy off being on your own? Do you gain energy off being around others? That's the simple solution. I gain energy by being by myself. Therefore, I can do this. I could go out and play football as well, no problem. If I'm good at that, then I'm good at that. You know what I mean? I try to improve myself in everything, but I can't. It's really difficult, and I don't know what to do. The only thing that can help me maybe is change who I am, but... No, listen, yeah, exactly. I was gonna say the same thing about Cherry. You might not be like, what exactly are you trying to get better at, and what is preventing you from getting better at that? Let's start there, okay? Let's start there. What are you trying to get good at? Why and what do you think is preventing you? Exactly what is preventing you from getting good at that one thing? You see me playing Ouya. What is preventing me from being good at this? Like, what is preventing me from achieving what I want in this game, from being the best? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So why don't I just go for it? And that's what I'm doing. I'm working my ass off, dude. Like, changing yourself comes with time. And you're going to change no matter how, or like you're not gonna see it a lot of the time, but you're not gonna see it every time. But do not change who you are and what you stand for, because if you change who you are, you're not gonna feel great about yourself. Because who you are right now is either unexplored, so you don't know who you are yet, or you live with who you are and you have explored yourself, but maybe you're not happy with it. If you're not happy with it, you have to come to terms with it. And if you're not happy with it, come to terms with what you're happy with and work on changing the other things that you're not happy with. But there are literally, you have to realize the things that, if you're not happy with anything about yourself, like at all, then it might be on another level. Then it might be depression, anxiety, you know, anything of the sorts. Just make sure that you are exactly sure. Like, what I want to know is the first step, and that is, what are you trying to get good at? What is preventing you from getting good at this? Because, like, it may or may not seem like I don't have a lot to offer, or it may or may not seem like that I'm introverted at all. Believe me, I am. There's a reason I've been sitting in my room playing games for almost a year by now. I really like it. It's a lot of fun to me. If that doesn't prove it, then I don't know what. My advice isn't something that I've gotten from anybody else but myself. Like, who you are and who you gain advice from and who you, like, are striving to be and stuff like that, should just come natural. It's not just, you can get inspiration. Inspiration is what, you know, what drives you to success as well. When you're younger, you have people you look up to. I look up to many people. I take wise words from everybody because they speak to me in a specific way, and I'm sure a lot of people like that think about me that way just because of the way I approach Twitch and how I talk about Twitch. Not a whole lot of people do this kind of thing. They just kind of like do their runs and that's kind of it. Their work might be inspiring, but their words and whatever they provide on Twitch is not entirely. Yeah. Number one thing is just you got to be happy with yourself. If you're not happy with yourself, you're not gonna be happy with the world, other people, your mom, your dad. You're nothing. You got to be happy with yourself first. You gotta make sure that you got that on deck first. Happy. Are you fat? You don't like being fat? Gotta lose weight. You gotta fucking put in that work. You can't sit at home and complain. You can't just be sitting at home beating your meat. You know what I mean? Like you gotta fucking put in that work. You gotta go in on that. I don't know. Don't like the way your hair looks? Get a fucking haircut. Diet. Like, I don't know. Like, some things you can't do shit about, and if you can't, learn to deal with it. Broke up with your girlfriend? She's not gonna come back. She went to Guatemala. Fuck it. Nothing you can do about it. Ain't shit you can do about it. Move on. Just forget about it. Like, maybe you have an Indian background and green hair looks terrible on you. Learn to deal with the fact that that's your background and deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, we all have that. We all have things we can't do with this shit about. Like, I'm probably not going to look great in blonde. I might try it anyway just because that's who I am. I want to try that shit out. You know what I mean? If you change yourself, do it for the benefit of yourself. Not, for example, getting an education. I mean, those aren't correlated, I feel. Getting an education and changing yourself have nothing to do with each other, I feel. We're talking about happiness and pursuit. School is a pursuit. But that's not what it's about. What's up, Fury? I'm telling my man Max that he shouldn't be afraid of, being who he wants to be. Like, you can tell me anything. Anything you have a problem with, I can tell you what you should be doing. Like, I don't have the best advice in the world. I don't have the best life experience. I've been sitting in this room for a year. But don't you think I don't know? I'm not saying that I'm handicapped. I'm trying to improve myself. Like, be more intelligent, for example. And the only thing that's stopping me is that if I try to be good at something, I can't even if I practice a lot. Yes, you can. See, what is stopping you right there, just by reading these lines, what's stopping you is nothing but your own head. Absolutely nothing is stopping you right now. You're saying, I can't, even if I practice a lot. Bullshit. You can. I could also give up right now and go, okay, turning off my console, turning off my stream, turning off everything. I can't do this. I can't. Sorry, I can't do this. Sorry, I can't. This is too hard. Fuck that bullshit Gemini trick. Fuck that scrunchless trick. I get it half the time. Fuck me, Zem is too good. Fuck me, I can't do anything. Your own fucking head is getting to you. And if you think that you can't do it, then you're fucking wrong. Like, there's nothing stopping you. You're not missing a leg. You're not missing an arm. You don't have a mental disability. You don't have anything stopping you besides yourself. You can fucking do it. If you're trying to improve your intelligence, then what is stopping you from reading? Maybe if you have like dyslexia or ADHD, something like that that's stopping you from reading, understandable. Have a great day. No, but then it's understandable, of course. You literally, I'm turning the console back on. I want to play, of course, but it's just like, you gotta realize that you can do anything if you put your mind to it. If you're really willing to do what you're, cause what if you're not willing to put in that energy, then you might not have found what you want to do. If you want to be more intelligent about things, You got to get outside your box. You got to get outside your zone. Speak more languages if you want to go into languages. You gotta speak English. You can't just read it. If you want to get rid of your accent, some people want to do that. Some shit like that. Yo, Zach, thanks for the 3 months in a row, man. I appreciate it.
This is why I like Ricky. He is always telling people how to better themselves.
I'm not saying this, Zach, because I know better. I got many flaws. I got terribly many flaws. I'm very selfish in a lot of ways. I don't show love as much as I should be, but I'm improving, and I try to do that. If you forget what you're doing, write that shit down, so you see it every day. You read that shit every day, and then you know what fucking your goal is towards. You know what you're working towards. If you gotta be more respectful, fucking write that down. If you gotta practice, you gotta practice. You know what I mean? Like, it's stupid. Yeah, Zem is good, but of course I can beat him. You can beat anybody. You can beat anybody. Yeah, exactly. And you gotta remember, you can't just go cold turkey on this shit. Like, if you actually want to improve your intelligence, you can't just go, expect to be like, fucking Einstein in like a week. You gotta start small. You gotta take the steps. Like, you gotta take the tiny steps. You gotta start somewhere, you know what I mean? So, like, if I want to learn to speak Russian, I gotta learn the basics first. And you do that by taking classes and stuff like that. Like, the thing about classes about Russian, for example, is the fact that nobody really knows Russian. Most people, well, you start from the bottom. And if you really want to learn Russian, you do all the boring shit. Even though they teach you a bunch of grammar that you probably won't need, you learn it anyway. Because in the end, it might just get you there. And again, if you really want to be intelligent, you would have put in the work by now. I think. Either you haven't put in the work by now, because you're not enlightened as to how much work can do for you, or it's really not what you want yet, and you're just unsure of what you want in life. Another fact is that the next year I have exams and I chose the university, and I don't know what to do with my life. Max, how old are you? You're 18. All right. I'm 20, right? School is not for me. I don't like school. I left the gymnasium, and I'm probably not going to go back. And that's just me. I believe, personally, just from my heart, that I can survive in this world with just that degree. I don't feel like I need... I still have years left if I ever want to go back to school. I could change my mind at any day. But you're 18. You have you're not supposed to know what the fuck you want to do in life when you're 18. Nobody's supposed to know unless they... Like, there's people in their late 20s that don't know what the fuck they want to do, you know? Like, my sister, she just turned 30. Last January. She has no idea still. Well, actually, she has an idea, but it took her all the way up until, like, age 28, age 27. She didn't know what the fuck she wanted to do. Do you think I know what the fuck I want to do? I have no fucking idea. I just do this every day hoping to get somewhere, you know? Hoping I get some sort of enlightenment to, to future jobs, or, I find joy in this, something like that. Like, I like this, but there's definitely negatives to it. And I'm still questioning if those negatives are something I'm willing to go through to pursue this as, like, a full-time thing, if I have enough success, and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of us that don't know what we want to do, you know? Like, not everybody knows, you know? It's like, what can you do about it, man? Just gonna show this just for the hell of it. I don't like school, Jackrat. You're from Italy. Yeah, okay, so the thing about school I want to say is I finished when I was 19. I think I was 19. I was 19 or 18. Hold on. Backwards. Yeah, I was 19. I was 19 when I finished school. And when I finished school, yo, Imp7, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Welcome to the channel, my dude. Welcome, welcome, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for the support. When I was 19, I graduated from school, and I've just been sitting here for about a year trying to, you know, I was basically experimenting with shit in life. Like, again, I just want to point this out. You're 18 and you're not supposed to know what you want to do in life. I'm 20. I'm not supposed to know either. I experimented with professional Overwatch. It was a test. It took me 8 months. You know, I'm young. I'm supposed to experiment. I love video games. Maybe you know, I wanted to test out the waters. I wanted to test out full-time streaming with speedrunning. I tried to get a job that I really didn't want anyway. I was too scared of this one. But I tried my waters, you know. I tried the waters, and I'm gonna go for another job after ESA is over. So in a month and a half, I'm gonna get my first job, really. Yeah, so I'm getting my first like proper job and stuff like that. So again, I'm testing the waters with a bunch of stuff. Who knows if I like it? Who knows if I hate it? Honestly, I'm hoping there's a middle ground. Something like I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I'm hoping for it to be okay. But again, I'm going in no expectations, stuff like that. You know. The only thing I want to know is I want to be an IT engineer. Yeah, another thing about stuff like this is there's other people, like, just be aware that it's okay to make mistakes. And don't you think that I don't wake up in someday and I go in that shower and I think to myself, fuck me, I wasted 8 months of my life pursuing Overwatch, only degrading and losing my follower base and my viewer base. Don't you think that doesn't haunt me? That does haunt me. But I move the fuck on. I'm moving on from that, and we're doing this. Like, I'm not gonna like let that get to me. I'm gonna move on. Like, I can't just sit in my fucking bed and lie and be depressed about the fact that I never made it as a player. I fucking tried, and that's what matters. You have to try. Like, if you don't try, you're gonna regret it in a few years, you know? And that's the same thing about Cherry. Maybe, like, this is an example. Maybe he doesn't want to be an IT engineer. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he does. Who knows? He takes the IT engineering, you know, degree and becomes an IT engineer. 2 years into that, he realizes this is not really what I want to do. I like this and this, but this doesn't really speak to me. So I want to try and pursue something else. He still got the years. He still got many years to figure it out. And, you know, it's just, yeah, you know, plenty of years to figure it out. And that's why I've been taking this year off and stuff like that, just doing this, because it's what I want to do right now. Maybe not for an eternity, you know, like I can't play games forever. Speedrunning is pretty repetitive. It's not like I can do it every day. I like a lot of things like video games, cars, music, technology, TV series, film, and so on. Yeah, man, you just gotta enjoy it yourself. Like, I like a lot of things too. I love, like, I love hip-hop music. Like, hip-hop music is definitely, like, that was easily my first step away from video games. Like, as soon as I got into gymnasium, I pretty much only played video games and I was on the internet. That's fucking all I did. So I started listening to hip-hop music, and it opened up a world of wow, I like beats. I like the sound of this. I like the lyrics. I like the rhymes. I like the backstory. I like what these people have went through. I like to connect with that, you know? Even though I've not nearly had as problematic of a life as possible, or not as possible, as problematic of a life as them. My friends have told me as well that I need to grow the fuck up too and get a job. So I did. And after ESA, I'm getting a job. Like, you gotta take the hard-hitting shit. If your dad, for example, or your friends or your mom or someone like that tells you, look, you're stupid in this regard, fucking fix it. You need to listen to them. I know so many people that do so much stupid shit you wouldn't imagine, and they never fix it. And you're gonna hope one day, you know, that they do, you know, they do fix that. I know so many speedrunners that reset way too many times, and they're stuck on their like 8,000 attempt count or whatever on their speed runs, and they still are like 4th place or whatever just because they reset too much, and they're never gonna fix that fucking habit just because they just don't have the the mindset for it. It's just dumb. Mindset is fucking everything, man. Like, if you're not willing to change and adapt, you can't go many places. Like, you're not going to be open to that. You need to adapt. Humans hate change. Everybody hates change. And nobody likes, like, as soon as you listen to Tyler the Creator's first album and you love it, you all of a sudden want something else. Like, or you want a second one that is just like the first one, and you get something that's like a tiny bit different or something like that. People are like, oh, what the fuck, Wolf sucked, it's not like Goblin, it was not a good album, blah blah blah. You know, fuck that. It's what made Tyler happy to make that second album. People hate change. It's just how it is. I don't know if I can get better, and at the moment I can't travel the world. Yeah, you're 18. You're not. Again, I hated school too. Not everybody likes it. Some people like it, some people don't. I didn't like it personally. I wanted to. I had to just get through it. You know, like some people, like I was not very happy in school. So what I did was, like, as soon as I was out of school, I just got home and I just streamed. I played video games. I did speedruns and shit. You know, it made me happy. Just because school was so tiresome, and as soon as I got home, it made me feel so much better that I, got through that tough day, those 8 hours or whatever. And now I'm back home and I'm playing games, Money is a problem. Again, you're 18. If income's a problem, like income, I was always confident in myself that I would get income in one way or another. Like, I believed in 2014 when I got partner, I already knew how well I would save up most of my money, which is why I was able to afford like AGDQ and like ESA several years in a row. And like, I don't spend shit. I don't spend my money. I spend it on big travels and nothing else really. So I can always afford shit like that, And I don't really travel all that often, so I can always seem to afford it. And it's just because a lot of people also, when they get a job, like just like this is a job, people get a job and then they spend it, like their money on a bunch of stupid shit instead of saving it. It's because I know what it's like to have no money. Like, I know what it's like to like, you guys don't know how much I'm happy that we have this apartment. This apartment was a miracle. It we would have I would have been forced to get like a full-time job back in my old apartment because that apartment was like $1,000 like a month. Like, it was fucking ridiculous. It was a good spot, but it was so overpriced. And this one's like $600. It's like so much better. Like, my mom's social support and the money I got at the time for going to school was way it barely paid like what we were supposed to have for that apartment. And back then I didn't earn as much on Twitch. Like, now I have way more subs and stuff like that, so we're doing a lot better now. But I know what it's like to just barely be on the border of paying your rent and shit like that. To be fair, I could have gotten a job instead of streaming, but at the time I wanted to stream and I wanted to grow my stream, and it obviously paid off, Like now I have a way bigger following. If I chose the job, I probably wouldn't have been as big as I could have been. So, Rek, thanks for the host. Appreciate that, man. But yeah, that's all I have to say, man. Max, just you can do anything you want if you're really willing to put in the work. There's like, there are some restraints. You can't do everything. I'm going to tell you right now. You can do like 80 or 90% of things you want to do, but some things are like impossible. Some things are near impossible, and that's like, I don't know, wishing to be the status of Jesus Christ. Like, something like that, Like, good luck with that. That's near impossible. You never know, but it's near impossible. Something like that. You can do a lot of things, man. You can do a lot of things. I'm putting that shit on YouTube. Preach, y'all. Preach. Kanye West.